besides being the greatest guitar players of all time. Keith Richards and Slash are two Englishmen who have built some real music empires. But the question is, which of the two rock stars leads the more luxurious life? In this video you will watch a fierce battle between Keith Richards and Slash. So, let's get to the fight. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Round 1. Luxury items. World celebrities like Slash and Keith Richards are wealthy enough to spend their money on whatever they might want. Saul Hudson, for example, likes to walk around being quite stylish and neatly dressed. In 2011, the guitarist decided to hold an auction of several iconic pieces from his wardrobe, such as an autographed top hat that auctioned for $6,000, a $10,000 leather outfit, a $12,500 leather top hat worn on stage at Super Bowl, even a diamond-encrusted guitar pendant worth at least $20,000. As a huge dinosaur lover, he has a collection of handmade sculptures by famous sculptors. These dinosaurs were worth quite a bit of money and were auctioned off in 2011 audition. It's no surprise that the rock star collects guitars. Some of them he has decided to auction off, like his BC Rich Red Mockingbird for $8,900, an autographed Gibson Les Paul standard guitar for $22,400, and a Gibson Les Paul used in his Super Bowl performance, which was auctioned for $87,500. In total, the Guns N' Roses member is estimated to own around 100 guitars worth an impressive $1,900,000. Keith Richards, in turn, has already said that he owns a large collection of approximately 3,000 guitars of different models and brands, which together must be worth a real fortune. One of his most iconic ones, for being played for over 50 years by the star, is his Macalber, a 1950s Telecaster. However, his 1952 Gibson SJ Southern Jumbo Sunburst acoustic guitar that was shot during a raging episode has been put up for auction, receiving a starting bid of $100,000. But, without a doubt, Richards' most valuable guitar is his 1959 Les Paul, which was used on stage at the Rolling Stones' debut concert. It is considered the 7th most expensive guitar in the world, sold at auction in 2003 for $1 million. As just one of Richards' guitars is worth almost the entire Slash collection, the member of the Rolling Stones wins this round. Round 2. Means of transportation. Both the guitarist of Guns N' Roses and the Rolling Stones can get around in a great assortment of vehicles. One of the simplest aircraft that Slash has flown in was a Dassault Falcon 900, a 3-engine civilian jet manufactured by a French company. This model costs around $13 million, but it is very likely that the band just chartered the aircraft. More recently, the rock stars have chosen the Boeing 757-200 airplane for their tours. After all, they deserved a larger and more comfortable vehicle to travel without major concerns. The jet was customized inside to accommodate only 49 passengers, in addition to offering greater comfort. However, in its exterior, the aircraft got an exclusive painting of the rock band. And to enjoy trips of this magnitude, you have to pay $32,000 per hour of flight. Keith Richards is not left behind in this dispute, however. When it comes to private aircraft, the musical group the Rolling Stones have already made use of a few planes to perform their travels and concerts around the world. One of the models they used to use was a Boeing 737, which was not modified internally, retaining the standard 68 business class seats. After that, they upgraded to a larger aircraft, a Boeing 767, which was wrapped on the outside with the music group's logo. Both planes were leased and can cost them around $25,000 per flight hour. Keith rented a 145-foot luxury yacht for his family to go on the high seas during a trip to Sydney, Australia. The model in question is a Benetti Sovereign capable of accommodating up to 12 people in the 5 luxurious cabins, most notably the primary suite with king-size bed and private bathroom with a jacuzzi. Some amenities in the yacht include an upper deck that offers an intimate outdoor dining area, a bar area, a barbecue station, and a luxury hot tub with surrounding sun loungers. And to rent that vessel for a week, you have to fork out about $350,000. Meanwhile, Slash has also been on the high seas on a vacation trip to Ibiza with his family. Although the model of the yacht that the guitarist rented is unknown, the trip surely must have also cost a good amount of money. Since both rock stars like to get around in good transportation, we consider this round a tie. Round 3. Current properties. In this round, you will find out which of the two rock stars currently owns more luxurious residences. The impressive property that Slash owns is his current mansion on Rancho Street, which is in the Encino district of California. The house has 6 bedrooms, including the master suite, which has a private balcony for relaxing, as well as a dressing room for the star and a luxurious closet. Outside, the cleanly designed mansion sits on a 31,300 square foot lot, boasting beautiful lawns, welcoming verandas for relaxing and a barbecue area next to a casual dining table. According to media reports, Slash purchased his current mansion in 2017 for $6,250,000. Keith Richards, meanwhile, owns a famous estate known as the Redlands, a house of historic architecture in West Wittering, in the county of Sussex, which is in southwest England. Since the 1960s, the singer has spent a lot of time at this rustic-style property, as it's a great country retreat for a big rock star like him. And according to media reports, Keith Richards bought the property in 1966 for £313,000. But today it's probably worth a lot more. Keith Richards likes tranquility, which is why he owns a luxurious holiday home located on Parrot Cay in the Turks and Caicos Islands, a territory known for its scenic surroundings, ideal for those looking for a lovely place to live. The singer's home is 3,400 square feet and has a dining room with a wooden table, which is next to the living room with views to the outside. Outside, the property has a wooden deck, an outdoor dining table, and an infinity pool to enjoy the sunny weather. According to some sources, Keith Richards' home may be rented out for an estimated $8,107 per night. But surely the guitar player also spends some seasons there when he needs to rest. In addition to all these properties, Keith Richards' main home is in the town of Weston, Connecticut, in the United States, and although it has a large library, there are few internal records of the property, although it appears to be quite comfortable. And since Richards currently has more properties in his real estate portfolio, he wins this round. 4th round. Cars. Both guitar players Keith Richards and Slash are passionate about vehicles, which is why they have very luxurious garages. In recent decades, Slash has been detaching and has auctioned off various material possessions that were part of his history. An example of this was his beloved 2007 Harley-Davidson V-Rod Versca Twin Racing Street Custom Cruiser motorcycle, which went for $25,000. Another car of the guitarist is a $80,000 Jaguar XKR. The hardest item to let go of, however, was his 1966 Corvette Stingray, his first good car, with him having bought it as soon as he got famous in the late 1980s. And then, the vehicle was auctioned off in 2011 for $115,000. His most coveted vehicle has always been those of the Aston Martin brand. As such, Slash has already owned several models. One of them is the V12 Vantage, a luxury sports car with an impressive silhouette in its haute couture-inspired outfit of pressed sheet metal. And to acquire a brand new car of this model, you have to fork out about $300,000. Saul Hudson has also owned an Aston Martin Vanquish, which is a high-performance Grand Tourer that is also in that same price range. Keith Richards is not left behind in this dispute. One of his favorite cars remained in his garage for 35 years. It is his Ferrari 400i from 1983, a vehicle with a quite common look, but equipped with a V12 engine. Despite its long time of use, the car had low mileage, which allowed it to be auctioned for €345,000. Another special Ferrari of the guitarist is the 1972 model Dino 246 GT, which served as his transport to concerts across America, since Richards went to great lengths to avoid traveling by plane. This Ferrari was auctioned in 2018 for $560,000. The artist ended up having an accident while sleeping at the wheel with his Bentley S3 Continental Flying Spur 1965 nicknamed Blue Lena. Luckily, none of the 7 passengers were seriously injured, and the vehicle remained intact, as it was auctioned in 2015 for an impressive $947,000. In another episode, while driving a 1947 Mercedes-Benz convertible, Keith lost control and crashed the vehicle, being thrown out of it, but miraculously nothing serious happened. Taking into consideration that Richard seems to like more expensive vehicles, he wins this round. Round 5. Old estates. In this round we will look at other properties once owned by the two guitarists. Slash, for example, once lived in a cozy 1,100 square foot home in the Mount Washington area of Los Angeles that has a beautiful garden at the front entrance. The guitarist bought the house in 2004 for $300,000, and it is speculated that the following year he purchased a unit in a condo for $560,000. He also once had a Spanish-style mansion on Wattles Drive in an exquisite area of the Hollywood Hills, located on an elevated lot above the Sunset Strip that offers panoramic views of the city of Los Angeles, providing an atmosphere of tranquility in front of some enchanting scenery. Built in 2002, the house has classic architecture, with 7,800 square feet of living space and several glass windows in almost every room. The property's master suite has a small sitting area with a fireplace and has doors opening onto a private balcony. According to some sources, Slash sold the property in 2007 for some $5,725,000, despite having purchased the place in 2005 for $6,250,000. Another home the guitarist once owned in the Hollywood Hills was a high-end mansion on Java Drive. Built in 1964, the 5,000 square foot home features 2 levels of open layout, hardwood floors, and beautiful walls of glass. The venue also has a recording studio, a media room with traditionally designed seating, and 6 bathrooms sprinkled with luxury. Outside is a 57,900 square foot plot with views of the hills. Out back is a wooden deck with a pool, which has a separate spa and cozy seating areas. The guitarist sold the mansion in 1994, and its last owner put it up for sale this year for $8 million. Raising the price further, the guitarist also once owned a mansion in the Sherman Oaks Hills in the exclusive Mulholland Estates neighborhood of Beverly Hills. Upon entering the residence, it is possible to notice the sophistication in even the smallest details, such as the walls and furniture that have the same color palette. The first floor even features a clubhouse and a cinema for family entertainment. Outside, the mansion has a beautiful area with an infinity pool for relaxing, as well as a large sand court. According to media reports, Slash bought the mansion in 2009 for $7,300,000 until he sold it in 2017 to rapper Big Sean for $8,700,000, despite asking for $10,995,000 at first listing. Keith Richards, meanwhile, once owned a duplex apartment at the 1 Fifth Avenue condo in Greenwich Village, New York. The 2,700 square foot penthouse has a light-colored design, in addition to having hardwood floors and well-lit rooms thanks to all the glass windows, from which one can contemplate the city from different angles. The place also has a laundry room, a private office, and 4 modern bedrooms, with the master suite being very spacious, integrating a private bathroom and 2 closets full of shelves, which are perfect for storing luxury items. According to media reports, Keith Richards sold the property for $9,995,000. Another residence the singer once owned was Villa Nelcote, a stunning mansion that is in French territory, located on a green-covered plot of land that slopes down to the sea. The neoclassical architecture mansion was built in 1899, and this is the property where the Rolling Stones album Exile on Main Street was recorded. The inside of the place is full of luxury and dates back to the time of its construction, while the outside has a large pool and some balconies to enjoy the scenery. According to media reports, Villa Nelcote was last sold in 2005 for an incredible €100 million. Taking into consideration the value of that palace where Richards once lived, he wins this round. 6th round. Net worth. Slash and Keith Richards are considered the greatest guitarists in the world, but which one of them has the biggest net worth? Saul Hudson, for example, has already amassed a huge fortune, regardless of whether he is in or out of Guns N' Roses. To get an idea of the wealth built by the group, they have sold in total over 100 million records worldwide, and from this number you can imagine how much money the members have made. But without a doubt, The biggest source of income comes from the concerts that manage to draw crowds. When Slash rejoined the group in 2016, for example, after 20 years apart, Guns N' Roses debuted the third highest grossing tour ever recorded, raking in more than $584 million by its conclusion in 2019. Taking into consideration the number of shows they did on this tour, they have earned about $4 million for each performance. And all that money contributed to the guitarist Slash being listed in Forbes magazine's 2019 Top 100 Highest Paid Artists, with him making $44 million that year. And although Slash has made money by making contributions with other artists, with his other band Velvet Revolver and solo, his current wealth could be much greater had he not stayed 2 decades out of the Guns N' Roses. That's because lead singer Axl Rose has an estimated net worth of $200 million, while Slash is estimated to have only $90 million. That's not taking into account the money the rock star lost in his divorce, as he was assigned to pay his ex-wife Perla $6,600,000 upfront and $100,000 monthly in lifelong spousal support, plus $39,000 a month in child support. The famous guitar player and songwriter Keith Richards, on the other hand, has already earned a lot of money. After all, he is a member of the Rolling Stones, one of the most successful rock bands in the world with resounding success for almost 60 years of existence. The group has released 23 albums and sold over 250 million copies worldwide, and from this number alone you can imagine how much they've profited. But without a doubt, the Rolling Stones' biggest source of income is their concerts. They are always leading the ranking of the world's most lucrative tours, like in 2018, when they totaled approximately $117 million, according to Forbes magazine. And even despite the pandemic and the loss of the drummer Charlie Watts, with the No Filter tour, the group grossed $115 million in 2021 with just 12 shows. The most profitable tour was a Bigger Bang tour, which lasted from 2005 to 2007, earning an impressive $558 million, being the 4th highest grossing tour of all time, behind only Ed Sheeran, U2 and Guns N' Roses. To get an idea of the empire that the Rolling Stones have built, some sources estimate that the group's total net worth is at $1,450 million. Meanwhile, Keith Richards' personal wealth includes his production and co-production credits in projects with other artists, his roles as an actor in films such as in Pirates of the Caribbean, in addition to the successful book sales, such as his autobiography Life, which earned him an upfront fee of $7 million at the time. Taking into consideration all of the guitarist's sources of income, his net worth is estimated at $500 million. By having more years in his career, Keith Richards has had more time to make a bigger fortune. That's why he wins this round. However, in this video we are evaluating who flaunts more and who leads the most luxurious life, so let's get down to the sum of the points. At the end of this battle, we have 1 point for Slash against 6 points for Richards, making him the winner of this battle. But if you believe that there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, please write down below your best justification. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.